So hopefully I'm live. There's some sort of a delay all the time. I'll just check on my phone. It's all changed. My phone. Everything's changed. Yeah, it looks like I'm live on my phone. Coolios. Just check on my phone. Okay, let's take that off. Just share some people. Just invite some people over. Happy Monday, everybody. Cool. So, why is it black? It's black on my phone for some reason. I haven't got a clue. So, thank you so much for coming over today. I'm doing a live just so we're right in the middle of our content marketing units, the 30 social media content ideas for your content calendar. And what I'm getting all the time from people is, oh, I'm not creative. Creating content is so hard. I don't know where to start. So I'm getting the feeling that we're stuck. We're stuck on how to create content. And I truly believe that we are all creative. We just haven't tapped into it yet. Okay. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay. And you can see me all right. No problems with the internet. We are creative. Okay. So when we say that we can't create, we're not being creative. Why is that? And one of the things that people are stopping, that we are getting stopped in creating content, there's only one thing really that I've noticed with myself as well when I started my business, and ever so often, because we all have blocks that stopped us from putting ourselves out there and to create amazing content. One of the things that I've noticed is basically you, me. We are stopping ourselves from creating content. Content doesn't have to be hard at all. We are all creative somehow. I believe, some people are more arty than others, but that's not where creativity comes from. Creativity comes from a lot of things, and I believe everybody has some sort of a fuel that makes them possible to be creative. So one thing that this happened to me when I started. One thing that I wasn't doing properly when I started creating content is to be very clear on who I was talking to. Who's my audience? So basically, if we don't know who we're talking to, how can we best create content to attract them, right? So, okay, so also I just wanted to quickly ask you all if you have actually downloaded the infographic. So at the beginning of the series, the 30 social media content ideas, I've put a link, which is bit.ly/30 SM ideas, all small letters. And this basically is like a starting point. It gives you 30 ideas, so you stop getting stuck on what to put up there. So if you haven't done that, please go back and download this infographic. It's very creative. And you can put it anywhere, on your wall, in a little book, anywhere. So who are we talking to when we're creating content? So we got to be very clear on our audience. In the beginning, for me, I'm talking about myself. For me, in the beginning, because I did not know who I was targeting, who I was talking to everybody. So my message and my content message was all over the place, right? So this is like one of the most important things is to be very clear on who you're targeting. And some call it avatars, some call it personas, whatever. Once you start to get really clear on who you're targeting, then and why you do what you do as well. And I've got a lot of coaches in this group, but this is for other businesses as well, depending on what your business represents and who you're trying to target. So when I start getting clear on who I was targeting, my niche, why I was doing what I was doing, and my message start getting more clear. And message is content. And content is somebody's giving me a angry like. Content is queen. It's basically whatever content you create is this is how you're going to attract your ideal client, right? They're everywhere. You might not know where they are. They're everywhere. They're seeing your content. Some people prefer video. Some people prefer written content, audio, images. There's like an immense quantity, different types of content that you can use. So that's why I've created this infographic to give you some tips, some types of content that you can create. But today I wanted to talk more about what is stopping you from creating amazing content. And I have already spoken about the first one. So the first one that's stopping you is you. You are stopping you because you have some blocks. You have some maybe not so much confidence to get yourself out there. It can be daunting to be in front of a screen talking, not knowing who's on the other side. It can be daunting to think what other people think of you when you're doing a live, for example, or a video. Even if you pre-record a video, I bet with you that there's so many times that you stop and start, because I've been there and I've done it in the beginning. I was worried about how I looked, if I had enough makeup, if my hair was all right, if I had proper stuff on, but then I started understanding that, hi, Erin. Hi, Mira. I started understanding that it's not the way we look that is going to attract other people to us. Is what we have inside of us and what we communicate. Content, the content that we talk about. This is what's going to attract your ideal client. So you, the blocks that you have inside of you, confidence blocks, not asking yourself too many questions. Okay, ask yourself before you go on a live or before you put up or create content. Ask yourself these questions: who am I talking to? What do they want to hear? What else? basically, it's these things, if you are creating content with one person in mind, it's going to be much easier. What they want to hear, what kind of content they want to see. And this, you can start doing like a whole month of different contents like I've given you here. And then at the end of the month, you can try and analyze which contents they like the best, which contents have the most shares or the most comments or whatever. So then you can analyze, you can actually see what your ideal client would like to see. What type of content they like to see as well. So another thing that is stopping you is you're stuck on the how to do something. You're stuck on the tools. So we've got different types of content. We've got video, we've got audio. For example, let's talk about video. People are stuck on what tools am I going to use? What kind of video editors or, different tools that I can use. And that's the how. This is the how. And every single person, including myself, was stuck on the how for a long time. We want to know how to before we actually saw our heads up, and before we start figuring out who we're targeting. Another point that is stopping you, another thing that is stopping you is when your audience is too broad. So you're not talking to one person. So I'm talking to this amazing female coach that is stuck in a 9-to-5. She can't see a way out. This is my audience now, but it wasn't in the beginning. So in the beginning, my audience was too broad. And that kind of got me stuck on what content, because I was thinking of Paula and Mary and Anna and whatever, and I wasn't really looking at their pain points, what she's actually struggling with. So once you get clarity on who your audience is, what they're struggling with, then you start creating content that matters and resonates with them. So another thing that is stopping you is not being consistent. So one day you're showing up and, the next day you disappear. Nobody knows where you are. Being consistent is quite important. As you know, social media, it's very fast. Facebook is going that way. Twitter is even faster. It's hilarious how fast Twitter is. In other platforms, it's just the feeds are so noisy nowadays that you have to be consistently and regularly posting content that resonates with your audience. And once you know who your audience is and where they are and what time they're online, then you can post content exactly for them. So for example, my coach is 9-to-5. Okay, she's part-time. So she's in 9-to-5 part-time, and she's doing a coaching certification, might not be, but she wants to be a coach. Whilst she's in 9-to-5, I can approach her first thing in the morning, right? 7 o'clock. They wake up early to do their routine, journaling, meditation, whatever they do in the morning. They wake up really, really early, and then they check later on, after done all the root, mindset work they have to do, they check their social media just before they go to work. Then lunchtime, they've got a break. Some have half an hour, some have an hour. You have a break, so you can check your social media there. So I know that check-in at lunchtime. And after work, just after they put the kids to bed, for example. So that's why there are quite a few times during the night that I'm checking some groups as well, because that's where my audience is. So once you know them, once you know what they're struggling with, once you're consistently out there creating content and posting content that resonates with your audience, then you've nailed it, right? Then you reached your sweet spot, as they call it, and just stay in there consistently until they notice you. And I'm telling you, not everybody is for you. I don't work with everybody. I'm selective on who you work with. So, and I guarantee you that they are lurking, they are looking, they are seeing you. So consistency is key. Another thing that is stopping you is your message doesn't make any sense. Basically, because what I've just said, you need to be clear on your message. And for that, you need to know who you're talking to and what they're struggling with. Another thing that a lot of people are encountering, and this, I was like this as well. So everything that I'm saying here, I've been through it as well, because I'm human as well, like all of you are. You're not being personal enough. You have to really kind of put yourself in their shoes. What they're going through. You want to really pinpoint that problem they're going through. And the majority of the times is what you've been through. Because, like, for example, my niche is where I've been. I've been in 9 to 5. I fired my boss back in 2015. And I can put myself back in that corporate horrendous job. I'm not saying that all corporate jobs are horrendous, because no, I'm not. I've enjoyed my corporate life as well. But I need to put myself back in the past where I was struggling and kind of understand. Because I'm not the only one, not the only person that's going through what I've been through. There's other people around the world. And that's the ones that I want to connect with and help. Because I know the pain and the stress and the overwhelm and the confusion that I went through when I was a corporate. So I want to help them get out of it with an exit plan. So basically being personal enough sometimes means that you need to be vulnerable in the sense that whatever it hurt you, so I'm going to talk about myself. So whatever situation I was in at corporate that it hurt me, and I've been through, I need to really navigate back into that pain point and create content around that is going to resonate with my audience. Because that is what's going to attract them to me. And I'm able to give them the solutions to those problems as well. Last one. What's stopping you from creating amazing content? You're overthinking. And I've been there. I got t-shirt. Yeah, you're thinking too much. You're thinking too much in the sense that is my content paragraph sentence okay? Are they going to understand it? Is it clear? For example, I'm doing a video. I've got an accent. I speak 3-4 languages, so sometimes I might not make a lot of sense. So, and that's what stops me from doing sometimes lives, because I'm overthinking on all the things that I'm going to talk about, or I'm overthinking, thinking too much about what other people are going to think about me. We're all human. So yes, so that's a big one, and that it can shatter your confidence when you put a live out there and you get comments saying, oh God, this is really horrible. I couldn't understand a word you were saying, or you don't make any sense. So this really shatters your confidence. So you're being vulnerable. Yeah. You're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. So this all goes back to my first point, that what's stopping you is actually you. It's your blocks, it's your lack of confidence, your lack of clarity, your lack of comparing yourself with others. There's so many things that you need to kind of like work with before you start creating content, not just in your mindset, but also on the clarity of your niche and your ideal client and in your message. So so this is the points that I was talking about stopping from creating amazing content. I had a couple of questions about what video tools. So I am a mobile chick, and I have a couple of videos, actually a few video tools that I use. One of them is a really good one if you're doing a lot of how-tos, tutorials, or showing piece of art or a house if you're in the real estate industry. It's a video editor, and I don't know, it's different from phone to phone. So I'm on a Samsung, but I know that a lot of you probably are on an iPhone. I normally just go to the video, to the App Store, and I search for video editors, right? I've got one that's called Video Editor, and I can put a link on, I can put a link. So that one, Video Editor, is really good, that kind of purpley one. Then there's another one, it's called Magisto. It's really good in the sense that you can actually get examples of different categories for businesses. So that one is really good. I can put a link on it. So I'll tell you what, that's inside Magisto. And then you have like different categories, different channels. So you can have like, there you are, real estate, auto, technology, fitness, fashion, education. There's a lot of us. So this one is called Magisto. And then I have another one, which is the AZ screen recorder. So I do a lot of tutorials on my mobile. It's just easier when I get a question in a group or on my page or whatever. I just create a tutorial on how to show people how to do specific things. The video editor is good for if you're going on a networking event or on a virtual whatever. You can get snippets of the actual networking event and put it all together in one video. What else? There's a Ripple, RIPL. That's another video tool that you can use. I can put the link to that one as well. Yes, and that is okay. Content tools. There are a few content tools, and I can do a list of the content tools. I use Pocket. I use Evernote quite a lot if I find something online that my audience wants to see, I save it onto Evernote and then I schedule that post for later. Okay, what else? So this is the video tools. Of course, I talked about visual tools as well when you're creating quotes. I love Canva. I'm a Canva girl. I absolutely adore Canva, and I've got Canva for work, but Canva is free and you can do a lot with the free version of Canva. But you've got other things like PicMonkey, Pixlr, and I can't remember anymore because I use a lot of Canva. So just one last message. Don't get stuck on the tools. Just ask me if you're stuck on anything that you're not putting out content out there because of the tools. Don't worry about it. Ask me. I'll come in. I'll put a link to the app or I send you a tutorial about it. Don't get stuck on the tools. Don't get stuck on the how. Schedule some time. We all different have different times to be creative. And for example, I like to go out with my notebook and, onto the beach and write. So that's just carry a notebook, carry your iPad, your tablet around. You can just type in some ideas that come up to your mind. And another thing that I wanted to tell you is this 30 social media content units that I've created in this group is for you to start creating content and post on the units, right? Underneath each unit, you've got the content, the comments area, just post. It's a form of you to test. You can ask for feedback. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Shall I make it better? And just post your content in the group while we're doing all these social media units. It's for you to help you. It's there to help you. And I believe that this group is quite an intimate group. It's not a big group. We are adults. We're not, in the industry of criticizing each other. We all make mistakes and that's how we learn. So please come onto the units, put your content there. Even if you just remembered and just want to get in there, write it down and ask for feedback, basically. So we can learn with each other and can help each other and support each other. And it's going to make you accountable as well in creating content. So I hope this helped. I've been babbling about for a long time now. If you have any questions whatsoever, please, let me see what questions have I got here. I can't wait to fire my boss, Shante. Yes, you will. Just take your time. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Just take your time. You need to really create the foundations to fire your boss. right? Because it's a completely different world out here. And you will do it. And I can't wait to hear you, Shantae, saying that you fired your boss. It'll be great. So again, if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Please come on, do the social learning units for content marketing. And from tomorrow, I'm going to publish another 15 days from the infographic and give you some more ideas and some more tools as well. And I'm going to come in as well and put my own content. And some of them is going to be quite vulnerable. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye for now.